New morning means a new stop at a new location on our tour. But Chrissy, you did something this morning. What did you end up doing?
I went with a bunch of people from the group and we did a hot air balloon ride. We got up at 4 a.m., got there, then they would take hot air or just balloons and they put them up in the sky, and if they went away really quick, they were like, nope, you're not gonna go. And so they did that like 4 or 5 times and they're like, okay, everybody go. So we all went and got all the way over the Nile. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes, but it was about an hour. So I feel bad for all you guys that didn't go because you all sat around waiting for us. But it was a lot of fun, and we have such a great group that, you know, we all enjoy each other's company. So. Good morning. A lot of people from our tour group this morning are going to do a hot air balloon. If you're going to do one, do your first one in Luxor. Done. We got about 500 meters in the air. We went back across the Nile, which was kind of crazy. And yeah, we had a ton of fun.
There's about a hour delay on everything this morning, and with a day that we have like an airplane to catch later today and there's tons of stuff to see, we're moving quick today, hopefully, but who knows. We are currently at Memnon statues, and I guess the whole thing was there's a Greek god or character named Memnon who cried for his mother every morning, and these statues have holes that I guess made noises that gave similar sounds, and I guess the dew around the face made it look like it was crying, and the statues are facing east watching the sunrise. So all that calculated to the Greeks calling this Memnon.
It was here way before the Greeks, but
Egyptian statues named by the Greeks. Who knew? We have made it to the Valley of the Kings, and we're about to jump on a tour, and it opens up with these electric carts to take you down to the valley. In the Valley of Kings, we are only going to be able to see 3 tombs with this tour, but they change out the tombs that you can enter as a tourist from time to time just to help preserve them. The 3 that we're going to see is Ramses III, Ramses IX, and also Mentpa tomb. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. The thing that's interesting about these tombs is that they're never completed during the life of the pharaoh. Once the pharaoh dies, then there's about 70 days of mummification process that happens, and so there's only about 70 days for them to finish up the tombs, and it never happens.
finished our 3 tunes. They were all unique, yet they kind of say the same thing about the boat of life and how the sun rises, the sun sets, but then it rises again, reincarnation. So really cool to see. We saw a lot of different god deities and mummification, processes, all sorts of things inside. And everything is so detailed. There was this one spot where there were these, 2 guys, probably the same guys, soldiers, whatever, and they had specific different colored and different pattern on their skirts. Like, it's just very detailed and very amazing to see.
So we are at Hatshepsut Temple, and when they initially found it, it was very devastated. So there's been a lot of restoration, and this was for an illegal king female queen. So pretty interesting. Completed all our temples today, and we are now off to the airport to fly back to Cairo.
And on another bus. Good morning. We are back in Cairo, and we are seeing a church, a mosque, a market, and a museum today. We're starting with the Hanging Church. Inside the church that was built on top of the cave that Mary, Jesus, and Joseph hid from the Romans here in Egypt.
are at the last stop of the day and of the tour at the Egyptian Museum.
So how to deal with it? Only way is how to get this.
Yeah, go. So we just got done seeing Tutankhamun's mask along with his sarcophagus and then the wood sarcophagus that surrounded him. So behind me is actually kind of like another room that they had within the tomb that held all of his riches along with those items that you see in that room. Unfortunately, we couldn't film in there. There's a gentleman asking that you don't film or take pictures, so we couldn't show any of that. So yeah, but the only reason why that Tutankhamun really is popular, because he only actually ruled for like 3 years. He in fact was probably really sickly as a person, but is because they actually found so much stuff, because none of the tomb robbers actually found his tomb. So they were able to find all of this stuff, and they just could imagine then the other tombs that did get raided and that were really popular emperors, what was possibly in their tombs.
We have finished the Cairo Egyptian Museum. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to see there. If you're going on your own, you could easily spend 4 or 5 hours there looking at all the different things. This is the end of our guided tour here. We had a fantastic time. Our tour group was great. We had a lot of good fun people, and I think we had the best tour guide in Egypt.
Our tour guide was Sam. Can't recommend the tour company enough as far as what we were able to do in the short amount of time, a lot of things that we were able to see. So we'll put in the description of the video about what company we work with, as well as any information you can find there. So we will be here for a number more days, but we'll fill you in on that later.
Thanks, Sam.